Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? I hope you're having a great start to the week. I think what I'm going to start doing on Mondays, maybe, I don't know, don't hold me to this, is start working on some of the financial plans. How do we do the plans and how do we go about it? In particular, we'll try to cover topics. So this may be a longer video. I'm just telling you. I haven't really worked this out. I'm going to actually go through this so you can see how a plan is made, but more in particularly, should you sell a retirement, an income property in retirement, or should you take the income from that property? That's kind of what we're going to balance out today. And maybe we'll do this a couple different ways with people that are more well off than others, and let's just see what happens. So I happen to remember, I think it was Armstrong. Louis Armstrong's one of our sample customers here. I happen to remember he has a rental property or two. I'm going to pop it up here. Here we go. Let's see first of all if he is the one, and then we will talk about that. Yep, it's got to be the one. Yeah, he's got one rental property. Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to use today. We're going to say this is our customer. Let's see how you fit into this here. I'm also going to probably veer off a little bit and do some other planning if I find anything that's off, just so I can cover topics maybe that we don't get to cover. So we've got Louis Armstrong. He's 48 years old now, lives in New York. He's plans to live to 87. His wife Lucille, which was real in real life, same thing, that wants to live till 90 and likely will. So we've got expenses, current living expenses, minus mortgages, taxes, and insurance. We got 4580, just the simple plan there. They are jointly filing. Cool. All right, if we look to the savings that they're currently doing, we've got Louis got a 401k. Remember, this is just mock, sort of sample, so that Louis didn't have one of these in real life. 6% contribution, and his employer is matching 6%. There is nothing else to look at here, 100% contribution. Lucille's got a 401k, 5%. She's getting 5%, 100% of the first 5%. All's looking good there. He's got a Roth IRA here with us at Jazz Wealth, $1,500 a year, not a month. $1,500 a year he's doing, raising it by 2.5%. That's pretty standard, just a small raise there. Lucille's got a Roth with us, putting in $5,000, okay. Raising it by 3%, all that good stuff. She's going to stop saving at Lucille's retirement, not at Louis' retirement, so we'll fix that. And then they've got an HSA, $1,500. Louis just putting it in. There's no company match or anything. Just putting in an HSA, $1,500 a year. I said a month a second ago, sorry. All right, Louis makes $110,000. Cool. He's going to retire and make the $100,000. Always look at that. There are ways you can make salary in retirement, so that is an acceptable change there, but that's going to stop. And Lucille makes $95,000, and she is going to also stop her income at retirement. We'll estimate Social Security for now for both of them. We'll see if we can fine-tune that. And here are the goals. They want to retire at 56 for Louis and 55 for Lucille. All right. Retirement expenses, a little bit more actually, for some reason. 5833 is what they're shooting for. That's not including the mortgages. It tells you down here at the bottom, just so you know. They've got some health care costs, both of them in retirement. So this will start at age, when they retire, 56 and 55. We'll be factoring in some expensive health care there, and we'll get to giving and stuff later. Okay, we've got in their bank account, looks like we've got $34,000, checking, some savings, emergency fund, rainy day fund, all good there. Just a touch of debt, Capital One, we can work on maybe paying that off as part of our plan as well. Investments, well, we know that Louis got a 401k, Lucille's got a 401k, he's got a Roth here with us, and so does Lucille. There looks like to be an old 401k, that's the part that we're managing there. And the HSA is brand new or newer, it's got about $3,900. He's got $64,000 in a taxable account. Doesn't look like he's saving anything, as we just went through the savings there. All right. We've got some loans on property, so we're going to start with this here today. With everything that we've covered, they've got a primary loan here. So if I click on that, they're paying $2,280 a month. Bought the house in 2010, 5.5% interest, balance $188. We look at the other loan here, $150,000 they paid. They're paying $750 a month. Bought this one in 2015, 30-year loan. It's a rental property, balance $131. All right. And homes. So we've got the homes here. So this is his primary residence. It is linked as such. Current value $550. So purchase price, we got all that in there. Wait a minute. Annual insurance. Okay, yeah, that's all good. All right, so we're there. And then the rental property. So rental property, current value $290. It's in Florida. Okay. $1,500 property tax, insurance $1,800, hurricane insurance. We got to deal with that down here. Sorry, purchase price 180, current value 290. Wait a minute. Let's go back over here. Loan, original amount. Okay, so they put some money down when they bought it, right? That's why those numbers don't match up there. Threw me off for a second. No problem. So they bought it for 180. They financed 150. It's currently worth 290. All right, so we've got some rental income, 2,000 a month. Vacancy rate very light, which is normal down here in Florida. Annual rent increase slightly. Maintenance, just people usually put something there unless you know the exact number, basis and everything there. And the year of sale so far is at the end of both plans. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's just run it the way it is. Maybe this is okay here. So we've got higher expenses in retirement. That's, yep, there you go. So higher expenses in retirement is the concern. It's probably the reason why we're holding back here a little bit in terms of success rates. This is the current plan. For some reason, the proposed plan is just a little bit off. We've got 45. Oh, HSA 1500. Actually, we may come back to that. May make sense there, but let's change it here. This should go. Nope. Rental property into both plans. Social Security. Let's just leave it as is for now. Now we'll be at 55. Okay, so we want to look at the cash flows. Here's basically what happens. At age 55, at retirement age of 56 and 55, they have essentially a 55% chance of that plan working out and them ending with 93,000. The way you can look at this is in cash flows. Let's look at their dollars here. Because we're asking the question, I know I'm going to get to it. We have to just get to it here. I know I'm supposed to be fast on these, but we want to know if they should keep the rental income. So here's their cash flows. They've got plenty of income until they retire. Right? They're both technically retiring in the same year because of their age. They've got a planned distribution. That's probably the HSA. Other inflows, this is going to be their rental income. So we're going to focus on this. Notice how it just keeps going and going and going and going and going, getting higher with the cost of inflation and the 3% raise that they want there. So initially here, we got plenty of income. All is good. We've got a positive, or we're running a surplus. Maybe the next generation doesn't know what a surplus is, but that's when you end with dollars, unlike our government, after spending everything. So we've got retirement here, 56. We've got no more income from salary. We do have the rental property income, and it looks like HSA, just check it, HSA withdrawals. I don't like that because, look, we've got to make it, we've got to make it quite a bit here with stretching out those, remember the health care payments, $5,500 a year or something like that. Actually, so we're going to start with that, I think. Let me just go back and try something here, because I saw the HSA thing was selected, so that already gave me a hint. What if we change this, and instead of her putting in, well, we can afford to do it. He's got plenty of cash. Let's say we go $5,000, and for some reason the customer's willing to do that. We could also back down the Roth contribution. Helps them a little bit. Does it help them really stretch out? Because the healthcare is going to be a cost in there. It gets you to 59. Okay, I'll come back to that because I know this one, the topic of the video. Okay, so other inflows. We've got the rental income. Here's what we want to do. What happens if we sell the property? Does it help our situation to take the equity at some point in the future, or should we keep the income? We're running a surplus. We get to retirement. We run a deficit. Not a problem because he's got some savings. Question is, does he have enough savings there? And then as we get all the way down here, costs start to rise again later in life there as we now only have one person because Louis will be passed away. So that's probably what we're going to see on the fancy graph. See how it gets a little tough there at the end there? So we're trying to see if there's any way to improve this by selling the property. Just for fun, I'll come over here and just say, hey, what year would we sell the property? Anybody want to guess? Like if you had to model this out and you were the planner, what year would you sell the property? Well, you wouldn't sell it now. Doesn't make much sense, right? It's producing income. You've got plenty of income. You're running a surplus. No need to do that. You might sell it in here somewhere because you have no income. You're going to be a little bit skeptical to sell it down here because this is likely Social Security being factored in. Yeah, age 65, right? You got Social Security coming in. We don't naturally want to have more income in those years. So let's try something. Let's look at the tax. Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said. Okay, so here's the optimum time to sell the property if it makes sense. Somewhere between first days of retirement and first days of Social Security. Now, I bet you if we go back, they can make it by taking Social Security. If I just go to optimal, it's actually just going to have them take it later. See, they're going to take it at 70. So that's going to help them out naturally. They're delaying the payments there, but let's see That should give us a bigger window. No, it doesn't give us a bigger window because they're actually starting to take from their retirement there. I gotcha. Okay. So we got a window here, 64 to 50, 56 to 64, somewhere in there. Now, since you have, obviously property would be, appreciating, hopefully, every year. And so maybe let's try 64 just to give it as much time to appreciate as possible. So 64, the other inflows of rental income are going to end, but we're going to have a lot of equity. Will that equity invested be able to offset the income we collect? I don't think so. I'm just saying. I told you I didn't pre-script this or anything. So we're going to say age 64, that's 2036. Okay, no problem. Let's try it. I think this is going to make it worse, to be honest. Let's go to a calendar year. Oops. 2036. I think they've got too much coming in from these here because that's probably a weird time to pay it. It made it worse. Yep. All right. So in this case, it does not make sense because it doesn't matter if I put 2025, like if you're wondering, why don't you just pick a different year? It doesn't matter. Any year is going to hurt from here, right? Because we know there's only a limited window. So I've only got their age. Oh, we could do it that way. We could say at age 70, what if they sell it there? It shouldn't help it. Right, because that's adding to their income. A couple cents there, yeah, it helped them out a little bit. That's with optimal Social Security there because they're selling it and taking the income before Social Security kicks in. So we could try it when we have a full year of Social Security because it's not going to be January 1st Social Security. So basically in the same thing there. It doesn't matter, right? We could sell it wherever we want. It's not going to help compared to what he had, right? Maybe late in life, I guess, if you don't want to care about all that. So optimal Social Security, we've got everything kind of put in there, I think, as we want. He could consider selling it later. He's just volunteering taxes. Let's go over here and check this out. So let's say he did this, and it's not going to be a lot, right? He's 70 years old. He got a big tax payment all in that 1 year. That's factoring in the current tax laws, by the way. So we've got that income in there. I don't think so, man. I think I'd keep the property. I don't see it. I don't see it helping there. So for me, what I would do here is start considering keeping this property a little bit longer. Let's say we say sell at the end of both plans or when Louis passes away. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. But let's just say he does it when Louis passes away. We use the proceeds, start paying taxes because remember the old Lucille is going to have some issues there. But that does help. That's one place we could say when he passes away, he sells it. Now we've got a reason to look back and say, you're probably not going to run out of money here. It's going to be a little bit tight in here, but you're going to probably be slowing down anyways. The bulk of your spending will happen in here. Those retirement expenses that you had of $58.33, I think we can break that into categories and say early and late retirement. So in this case, if you find yourself looking like this person, I would say if you don't mind holding on to the property, hang on to it. Worst case, you pass it on to somebody. If you want to sell it, you got to sell it when you pass away. This is Louis in this case. Helps a little bit, but I'd rather have the income. Stable income there. Hopefully the tax advantages stay. So that's where I stand on that one. I didn't mean to go longer on it. I just thought, let's take a look at some of the different things. We also changed the HSA. I would revisit this too, to be honest. I don't like that they're going to be drawing from retirement accounts early to pay for health care. HSAs. It gets them almost to 59 when they could start drawing, assuming that they can't withdraw from the 401k. I know you can, but I've got some things I think I would change here. Could probably make a few more videos just on some things there, but I wanted to just kind of focus today on the property thing. A lot of people say when you get older, you start selling it, take the cash and run. Make sure it fits for you. This one could kind of go either way depending on if they're willing to sell it later, but just kind of a fun way to go about it, I thought. So let me know. You like these types of videos, even though I went a little long. I apologize there. I could talk about this for hours. And maybe we'll do some more. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for the support. Sorry if you were looking for a shorter video, but more details today.